What you're about to watch is part of an online training that I do twice a month inside my Movement Makers program, where I coach entrepreneurs like you how to build an online movement, how to make money from it, and use it to make a huge impact on the world. Enjoy. We have a pretty exciting topic that I want to dive in today. So let me share some screen time here. So we are talking today about how to become a person of influence. So let's start off individual level. One of the things that I want to make sure you guys are feeling is that you're already doing the work. Like you're already a person of influence. You know, as much as we want to grow, we want to impact the world, we want to do more, we want to, yes, I do too, right? Like it never feels like enough. We always want to be reaching bigger audiences. Absolutely. But like you're already doing it. And I think this is the thing that can help keep you motivated, help keep you going. One of the things that really helped keep me going through all the videos, like how many videos have I done? 10,000 something videos. Why? Well, because it's always focused on who I am serving. That even when at the very beginning, 40 people might see my video, or not even, like 4 people might see my videos. Like those are 4 people that I'm already having some kind of influence, even though it's not where I want it to go yet. And so sometimes we need to push. Sometimes we need to tell ourselves like, hey, you're not doing enough. You're not playing a big enough game. You have to step into that discomfort. You have to summon the courage to go and do more. And sometimes we need to look back and recognize, hey, like I've actually done a lot. I've already had some kind of impact. I liken it to we're swimming and you want to swim forever. You're swimming. There is no island. Like you don't want to get to the island. You want to play your game and swim forever. And most days we just want to keep swimming, but there's some days we have to look back and see how far you came. It's like, well, that's where I started. Wow. Because it sometimes doesn't, if you've been swimming every day, you don't realize how far you've come. If you go back and look at your first video, you don't realize how far you've come. I look back at my first videos and cringe like, oh my gosh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But I keep it there to help show the journey. So we're going to talk a lot about growth and how to get to the next step, which is amazing. I love it. We should. But sometimes you just need to remember that, hey, you already are. The fact that you're here, that you're betting on yourself, that you've already grown, you've already learned, you've already started sharing, you already are a person of influence. Now let's amp it up. So for the people around you, it's just like, how do we have influence on the individual? So think about your friends and family. One of the biggest things that people often will come to me with is like, hey, I've grown so much. How do I help my friends? How do I help my family? And we've made entire sessions on coaching. We did a 2-part series on how to coach that I'd recommend you go back and check out because it was pretty valuable. But if you think about how many of your friends and family are toxic or are negative or aren't supporting you and how that made you feel, just flip it to know that, hey, your positivity is just as infectious. When somebody is negative around you and telling you that you can't do it and it's not going to work out, we want to escape that environment because you want to be around people like movement makers who bring you up, who lift you up, who make you feel like things are possible. But your positivity can be just as infectious as their negativity. And so it doesn't even mean you need to go and coach your mom, or coach your brother or coach your friend. Just you showing up every day, continue to swim, continue to make progress is inspiring to other people. And what will happen is, how do you change your friends? How do you change your family? Well, it's not about telling them that they suck and here's what they need to do to change their life, even though it's coming from a loving place. It comes from you living your life and you actually being happy so that they will then come to you and say, hey, what are you doing? Like, how did this, you look so much happier. You have so much progress. You're getting so much growth. What happened? And you're waiting for that moment to then open up a conversation to have a real talk. Right. So just by you living your life and chasing on your dreams and pushing to your discomfort zone and having the impact that you want to have will be an inspiration to the people around you, even though it may not feel like it, because you're waiting for that moment for them to come and ask for help and ask for advice. But it will come if you keep doing it. So friends and family is the first level. Then the followers, like all of you guys have some followers. It's not where we want it to be, but same thing for me. It's never where I want. I'm at 3 million on YouTube. I want to be at 10. I want to solve the world's biggest problem. Like, it's never going to happen. But every day I wake up trying to make it happen. So yes, we're looking for the growth, but you already have some followers and you already are impacting them. And the way to go and get to the next level is by focusing on the people who you do have. So we always focus on who we don't have and who we're not serving and how we're not big enough. Well, focus on who you do have, and they'll help take you to who you don't have yet. Like, if you really focus on the people who are already consuming some of your content and you just give them so much love, they're going to go and take you to the people who don't know you yet. They're going to tell their friends, hey, go follow Tariq, go follow Zachariah, go follow Bonnie, go follow Zan. Did you see Zan's live stream last night? Go check him out. He's talking about love languages. You should see what that's all about, right? Like, if you just love on the people who are already in your community, you're going to get a lot more results because they'll take you to where you want to go. And it just feels good. Like, it doesn't have to be a strategy. I was walking through the park this morning and I sent a bunch of DMs, and I see Tariq, on my screen. So every time I see Tariq, I see him dancing and vibing and loving and supporting other people and just cheering other people on, even though he's got his own battles and his own issues and his own troubles in life. Tariq's life is not perfect. There's a lot of crap that's happened in his life, but he still chooses to show up with positivity and still give off that radiant love. And so I was just thinking about him while I'm walking with my wife in the park, and I sent a 15-second story, or it doesn't have to be some giant thing. Just sent a quick little message, and hopefully that means something to Tariq. At least I was feeling it. He's saying yes, but like, those little things really, really, really make a difference. And when you can recognize people and see people, they feel like for the first time am being seen by somebody, you automatically become a lot more influential in their life. It doesn't mean that you have to have some nefarious goal to then push them down some path, or the intent doesn't have to be go buy my next thing. It's just recognizing them and giving them love. Tariq says, meant the world. All right. Appreciate you, man. So Erasmo is the one who suggested this topic, and he's been doing speaking. And I remember the first time I met Erasmo, he drove to Dallas with his daughter from, I believe, Houston, to come and see me at a meetup. And he said he wanted to be a speaker. And I made him speak on the spot. We had, 20 people, 30 people kind of in a hotel lobby before I had to fly out. I said, you want to be a speaker? Great. Come on up, speak. And he was super nervous and super scared, but then he did it. He gave his speech, and it was good. And it's been amazing to see the progress. And so Erasmo went live, this was yesterday. And on this post, he had 37 views here and 10 comments. And is that where he wants it to be? No. Like, does he want that to be 3,000 views, 30,000 views, 3 million views? Yeah. But look at the comments, right? Kirby promo, love this live, fire. Galit, I've been knowing changes for a few months, big changes, big improvements, fire, right? Aman, just giving tons of love, and I don't know what that thing is, but it's all love, right? It's like so Erasmo asked this question about how to be a person of influence. Well, you already are, right? You already are for these people. Go love on these people even more. And again, they'll keep taking you to the next spot. So I just don't want you to lose sight of the impact that you're currently having. I'm all for growth. I'm all for ambition. I want to solve the world's biggest problem. But what happens to a lot of people is once they hit a certain level, they stop caring, or they stop responding, or they stop sending DMs, or they stop replying to people. And it does become impossible at some point. But it doesn't mean that you stop. Like, it doesn't mean that you just don't send anything out, right? So you already have an influence, man. Like, these 10 people, you already had an influence. And then the other 27 who didn't leave a comment, chances are you made a life-changing impact on them as well, right? We assume that our stuff doesn't matter. How about you assume that for at least one person, it actually does matter? And the last one is yourself. So friends, family, your followers, and then yourself. And anytime you set a new standard for yourself, it has this ripple effect out. Like, anytime you do something difficult that you didn't think you could do, even if you don't share it, but you've just grown and become better and become stronger, people notice it. People pick up on it. That has its waves out that you'll never even realize. Like, if me sending Tariq that DM this morning, he appreciates it. maybe he then goes and sends 4 DMs to people I've never met, or maybe he gives some extra love today to somebody. Not that he doesn't give tons of love, he already does, but maybe just like an extra little level today. Or he shows up one more hour for somebody today in his life that I'm never going to meet. Like that all has this ripple effect out, all because I decided to do this one little act of kindness in the morning, right? So anytime you do something, you set a new standard, you're growing, you're learning, you're pushing against the comfort zone. Anytime you do that, it's not only impacting you, it's impacting all the people who've ever seen you and have any kind of interaction with you. And so on an individual level, it's our friends, it's our family, it's our followers, and ourselves. And so you get there by realizing you're already there. You're just doing more of it. If you want to watch the full version of this video, as well as train live with me twice a month to help you build your movement and be around some other amazing people just like you, check out my Movement Makers program. The link to join is right there next to me. Can't wait to see you there. Continue to believe and go join.